Hello everyone, Arthropod time, Arthropods. I have just been filming a ton of videos and I realized I'm not doing arthropods, I'm doing echinoderms and I'm calling them arthropods. I don't understand how the heck I did that because I know that they're different, but I did and I mixed it up and I have no idea how I did that. Anyway, literally I've been calling them echinoderms this whole time, but also arthropods. Like, what am I saying? And I realized, like, hey, these are not arthropods. Anyway, so most named animal species, anyway, are arthropods, which includes 75%. Pretty crazy. It's phylum arthropoda, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. They are bilateral, coelamates, coelamates, however you want to pronounce it, and protostomes, which mean the mouth develops first. They're terrestrial species, including insects, centipedes, and spiders. You probably know spiders as arthropods as the most common one. So their evolutionary adaptations, they have exoskeleton and jointed appendages. Remember this, it's so important. Anywho, so, what's next? Segmentation. So, there's two main types of segmentation, which is the head, thorax, abdomen, or the cephalothorax and abdomen. The cephalothorax is basically a combination of the head and thorax, so just keep that in mind. Arthropods have three main body sections, which include the head, which is the anterior and the sensory part, thorax, which include the legs and the wings, and the abdomen, which is the posterior end, used for digestion and reproduction. Sometimes these are fused, like in a crayfish, which the head and thorax make up the cephalothorax. And yeah, so I did a dissection of crayfish, and I could definitely confirm that they have the cephalothorax. Yeah. So the appendages and the molting of arthropods. They have paired appendages, which are legs that grow and extend from the animal's body. They have appendages. The appendages have very many uses: feeding, mating, walking, sensing, swimming. Like swimmerettes, they have walking feet, and they also have antennae. And what's it called? Antennules, which are smaller antennae, and they have eyes as well, which they can detect light. They also have mandibles, which are used for feeding, and their jointed appendages allow for flexible movement. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I have a sore throat and I've been talking for like an hour or two. I don't even know. But, so their jointed appendages, remember, allow for flexible movements. They have exoskeleton made out of chitin, I don't know. They have four functions, which is to support, give protection to the body, the tissues of the body, rather. It slows water loss and is responsible for muscle attachment. They must shed it to be able to grow, as it's not made of living material, much like our hair. So, the glands in their skin make up fluid that soften the old skeleton. More fluid, which is more pressure, and cracks the old skeleton. So that's how that happens. So, what feature do members of phylum Arthropoda not share with phylum Annelida? They are not similar in the sense that they have what's it called? Hold on, I need to think for a second. I know this. I literally know this. Molting. They annelids really don't molt pretty much at all, and arthropods do. So that's the difference there. Sorry, just have to close out some tabs. I have so many tabs open. Anywho, what is next? Respiration and feeding. So they obtain nutrients by either gills, tracheal tubes, or book lungs. So gills are in crayfish, tracheal tubes are in beetles, and book lungs are in spiders. So just remember one example. Like, I doubt you're gonna need more than one example for each one. If you do, that really sucks, especially for me and everyone in my class. So mandibles are a type of appendage used for biting and chewing. and others have different mouth parts. There's a variety of roles, which are herbivores, carnivores, filter feeders, and parasites. Ew, parasites. And they have one-way digestive systems with all the features in the what you would think of as a digestive system. And the one way is not the going through the mouth and the anus. And the mouth and the anus are the same thing, but they're separate, which is good because imagine pooping out of your mouth. That's really disgusting. It is actually possible. I'm not gonna get into it. You want to look it up for yourself? Go ahead. Pooping, or vomiting poop, rather. Why am I talking about this? This is weird. Anyway, it's natural. Anyway, circulation and excretion. They do not transport oxygen, but other nutrients and waste. They have a somewhat open circulatory system where the heart pumps blood into vessels, which flood the tissues. They maintain homeostasis, of course. That's like one of the characteristics of life. Come on. They're terrestrial, but have malpighian tubes that empty into the gut. And crustaceans have modified nephridia. What are mandibles? They're used for eating. They're little like structures near the mouth. I need to find the exact definition. So, mandibles in arthropods. So they're used for biting, cutting, or holding food, and they're mostly just called jaws, and they're present in many different arthropods. So those are pretty cool. What's next? Stimuli / senses. They have many senses in this lovely phylum. So they have vision. They have compound eyes that allow for seeing fast-moving objects. They have tympanum, vibrates in response to sound waves located in different places depending on animal. And they also have pheromones, chemical secretions that influence members of the same species, such as with mating and feeding, and those are like hormonal-based chemicals. Movement and reproduction. There's a large range of movement because of the jointed appendages. Even though it looks similar to human movement, it's not. A great quote from my teacher. They don't need to go to the gym to get swole. They need to send better nerve impulses from their brains. For a crab to work out, it needs to get smarter. So, yeah. Most reproduce sexually. Barnacles are hermaphrodites. Oh my god, barnacles? Barnacles it's so funny. They have the largest body to dick ratio. And yeah, I just find that funny. It's because they have to reach out because they're sessile. They're the only sessile anthropods, and they're also disgusting. They're so creepy, and they've caused like this whole thing called fouling on boats where there's whole companies. There's a whole like business thing, or a whole industry dedicated to removing barnacles from the bottom of boats. It's horrible, and they're also disgusting and weird, creepy. Ugh. I'm not a fan. But yeah, they got that big dick energy. Most crustaceans incubate eggs but don't care for their offspring. So, though they like take care of their eggs, they don't really care for the offspring too much. And the two main arthropod groups are chelicerates and mandibulates. Chelicerates have, you guessed it, chelicerae, and mandibulates have mandibles. So mandibles are more like, they have more like rigid edges, and chelicerae are more like stabby, So like you could think of it as like just chelicerae are stab, and then the mandibulates are crunch. So yeah. So I'm gonna continue with this video on arthropod diversity in the next one, and hopefully that'll be the last one. So see ya.